Welcome! Here I am again. What I want to tell you today is, I think, one of the most important parts on my, most important things I realized on my path to self betterment, and that is, you should really kind of stop caring what other people think or say about you. And it's really important that you ingrain this in yourself because lots of the times what people say about you or think about you or look at you certain way, it says much more about them than you, because it's really their point of view on your person, and that doesn't necessarily always have to be truth. And I think this one is really important because if you are struggling in your life and you're trying to better your life in any way, like people will kind of tell you their opinion about you all the time because they kind of want to be heard. And that's just the nature of people. And you are doing the same with other people too. It's really nothing special. And that's why you should not really care about it that much. I think what's really important is that you have your own view of yourself in check. And what I mean by that is that you can kind of compare if you are mm, improving or like worsening, something like that. Only you can tell that because you know your life and you know if you are on the right path or wrong path. And like even your family, there is not a single person that knows you better than you. So it's kind of important that you have this inner strength in yourself and inner confidence, you can say, in yourself, which will push you forward. And you just need to not take things too personally and too hard, like too much too hard. Because take as example like me smoking here. Like some random person would say, yeah, this guy is smoker. Like he's not doing well in his life, something like that. No, he is not living to his best self. But I know myself and I know what I used to do for substances I used to consume. And let me tell you, this small cigarette is nothing compared to that. So I can be kind of not satisfied, but it doesn't fucking break me. I just shrug it off. And I am not completely happy with me smoking also, but I think I would much rather be smoking than doing fucking hard drugs. So everything is about comparison, and yeah, that's what you need to realize on your path to self improvement. Is that self improvement is slow and long journey, and the changes will not happen overnight. So other people will judge you along the way all the time, and you need to just kind of say fuck off. What do you know? What do you know about me? Because if you don't do that, you'll just kind of will get stuck in this negative feedback loop, and you will relapse on your addictions or bad habits much more often. and that's not really that great way. What I would rather for you to do is just tell yourself, yeah, this is not ideal, but it's much better than what I used to do, or it's much better than how I used to be. And you can actually like charge inner strength from this, because you need positive feedback, and nobody's gonna give it to you other than you, especially if you are struggling, if you are like in stage of your life that you are struggling a lot, because everyone will judge you, because everyone have different standards, and you have to set your own standards and always push them a little bit more, a little bit higher, until you are much more satisfied with yourself. I don't think there's actually a possibility for you to be like completely satisfied. There's always something, but like there, like some things are much more like less threatening than others, and it's really up to you. It's up to your goals and up to what do you really want to accomplish, and only you know that. But for this to be true, it's also really important for you to be honest with yourself, or trying to be honest with yourself all the time. And it's not gonna happen all the time. You are always gonna bullshit yourself, like some way. But it's more about the ingraining process of realizing if you are on the right or wrong path. Because if you can master that process, it's much easier, because problems will come in your life all the time, and it will be different problems all the time. So there is like not one big great solution for all your problems, but there is kind of a process in which you can come to the solution. And you need to actually train much harder the process itself, not really the goal. That will take you much long. That will take you much further away, like more further towards your goal. I hope that's understandable, kind of. I sometimes feel like I'm explaining shit like really chaotically. And also, there's like one big caveat I would say that, you know, not caring about what other people say about you and not giving shit about it is fine, is great. But there's also one thing that you should be aware of, and that is, maybe if lots of different people are telling you like something about you, and you don't really like agree with that, and like if you they get it from like different sources, like really, some things, maybe it's time for you to kind of pause and think about it. Like that's what I usually try to do if someone tells me like some negative thing about me that I don't like. I try to kind of like pause for a second and detach myself from my emotions and see if it has some merit, if there is some grain of truth in that, in what the other person said about you. And this takes really like a lot of practice, so you're not gonna be perfect for it, but I like advise you to really try it a lot, and like honestly see for like kind of honestly analyze yourself, if your actions, most importantly, if there is some truth in that, what the other person said about you. And if there is, you can actually improve it. You can actually take lots of great, hmm, not like advice, but lots of great informations about you from other people, only if you are detached from your emotions. And it's not gonna happen all the time, but it's kind of, you should strive for that, That's the important thing. Yeah, and I'm gonna leave you with that. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.